welcome to another episode of the Chamber Exchange. My name is Lauren Crossman-Nanoff. Today I'm here with Marie.
Hi, I'm the director of the Bigelow Library.
Thank you for joining us today, and I'm excited to get into our conversation. So first, tell me a little bit about what you do here at the library.
A little bit of everything. Small library, which means everybody does a little bit of everything. So try to keep the place running. Also communicate, with staff and trustees and friends and the general public, and keep the select board up to date. And let people know about what's happening at the library and what the library does
Right.
for and how important the library is to a community.
Yes. When I was walking in, I saw on the A-frame sign out there that you have an event coming up.
We do. We have lots of events, but the big one this month is mini golf. It's the second year we've done it. It's run by the Friends of the Library. And I know that a lot of chamber members actually have been sponsors. So that's really exciting. I hope that chamber members will come by and see how it's set up. The library isn't big enough for a full course of mini golf, but 9 holes fit pretty well.
Quick 9.
It's the entire, not as quick. It depends how many people. It depends how much you're waiting. But
tea times.
Right. Starts Friday night, 6 to 9 when the library's closed,
Cool.
and then Saturday morning when the library is open.
That's really cool. Happy to see it come back again. That's when you know you've run a good event.
Exactly. We've still had people asking.
That's awesome. So this is a big year potentially for the development of maybe a possibility of a new library. So having a larger space, a bigger library, more opportunities, what does that kind of look like?
Well, we're not sure.
Okay.
So we're in the process of applying. The grant, the town is applying. The grant is due next month. And one of the requirements is to offer 2 spaces. One of them would be the current space of the library, which then, all of it hinges whether or not we get the grant, but the architect would propose an addition renovation. We did a feasibility study on the library about 3 years ago, and part of that was the architect's vision of what it might look like with a big addition. That is available on the town's website under the Board of Library Trustees. And if you wanted to see, that is not, I don't think anyone should consider that the end.
Solid,
but it's just sort of to get people thinking.
Okay.
And the other option is that we need to propose another site for a completely new building. And again, this would all hinge on getting the grant, and then we encourage feedback.
Right. How old is this building currently?
It was built in 1903, so we just celebrated 120 years.
Wow.
About the same time we celebrated 150 for the library.
Yeah. Has there been major repairs done here?
Well, we did have way before we were born. Apparently they replaced the roof. So there's a different roof line than original postcards you see, because there was there was leaking, which we've had new roofs since then. There was an elevator added in 1990, based on ADA requirements of the time, which is sadly falling apart and not up to snuff anymore.
Right. So you've talked about the plans for potentially, if it comes down to this, building onto this library, and you said that the other case might be that you need to start over and find a new site for that.
Right.
Having the new site, what does that encompass, and why do you think you need more space here would be?
Well, more is because what people really want, how they're using the library, is so different than they were using it in 1903.
Right.
It's no more than books. It's more than, so many people come in and do their homework. They do their work. They talk to clients. There's supervised visits. There's reasons people come to the library. They need free Wi-Fi.
Yes.
They need a space they don't have to pay. They don't have to buy coffee. They don't have to buy anything. They can just come, have privacy. People who work at home, sometimes they're like, there's dogs, there's kids, there's distractions. I just want a space to study. And right now, this is the space we have. You're looking at it. It's one space.
Right.
And we do programs here.
Yep.
And newer libraries, if you've been to any, Leominster, Bolton, Worcester, all of them, they have private study rooms.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that is is just such an asset to a town that doesn't have private study space, so to
Right.
speak,
Meeting
right?
space
Meeting
is lacking in
spaces,
the town, definitely.
free meeting space. I mean,
Yes,
all that stuff would be make it such an even better community center than it already
of
is.
course.
So that's where all the space needs kind of come in, and programming space. We're doing more and more programs. I
Hmm.
mean, again, there's one programming space. We have adult, teen, children's programs all trying to fit in this little building.
Right, right. That's the thing. The library encompasses everyone.
Right,
So everyone can find an event here that works for them, find something to do here.
right.
They want a space to come for here. So it really involves, the whole community kind of revolves around.
Right, which leads me to something I'm going to jump in and say. We are having a Q&A forum about the grant and about the proposal that the town is making due in May, but May 9th in Town Hall, the town chamber at 6:30. You should come if you have an opinion at
Hmm.
all, if you have something, if you want to know more how this grant system works, please come and ask questions.
Awesome. If can you tell us a little bit about where the money comes from, how the monies works?
So, I can tell you what I know, which is, as much as I'm not that much in the weeds for, mostly, our budget comes from the town.
Okay.
But this grant is, state funded and they renew it every year. The program, the Mass Public Library Construction Program, has built like 200 libraries or 100. I don't know. I should have looked at the numbers and forgot. But they built a lot of, spent millions of dollars helping municipalities build libraries
Hmm.
or renovate libraries. Fitchburg right now is undergoing a building project. Bolton had one a few years ago. If you can think of a library that's undergoing a construction project, it's probably money from the state.
Hmm.
Not always, but most of the time. And it's it's probably similar to the school department. It would be probably 50 to 60% payment for a library
Hmm.
building, and then private fundraising would
Right.
probably be the rest, and then the rest would be however the state does that.
Yes.
Uh, a bond exclusion or
Mhm.
something like that.
So you talked about private funding. What could that look like, and how could opportunities present itself to help you in that aspect?
So, would have to probably form a sort of library improvement foundation.
Okay.
Could work with the community foundation. We could do it on our own. Probably not because we're not. That's not our expertise, and you
Right.
don't want to try and overextend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, opportunities for individuals or people to commute to give back to the town, and possibly naming opportunities. This building was built with money from the Bigelow family, so
Yeah.
which is why it's called the Bigelow Free Public Library.
Mm-hmm.
Also money from Andrew Carnegie. I mean, and then the original where the building is now was donated. Someone donated their plot of land. It's so important that a town have a library, a free public library, that these men, and they were all men, said we believe in this sort of
Mm-hmm.
philosophy. And so I think there are people who still think that having a public library is important, and I think there's people who maybe can sort of use that opportunity to show their support for Clinton.
Right. Tell me a little bit about Friends of the Library.
The Friends of the Library is a very small, dedicated group that runs the book sale. If
Mm-hmm.
you're ever here on Old Home Day, they run that, and they are actually running the mini golf,
Okay.
and they went out and got the sponsorships. Again, thank you for all the the chamber members who donated. Um, it allows them all the sponsorships from the town people allows the golf to be free,
That's great.
which is a great outreach
Yep.
for Clintonians. It's
Yes.
a fun thing to do with the family, um, and they're advocates for the
Mm-hmm.
library. They try to they don't interfere, they don't run the library,
Mm-hmm.
they don't manage the library, but they try to make the library um, I don't, they give money,
Yes.
but smaller scale than say a building money.
Yep. And help. I think they've come to a few business after hours events that the chambers hold, and it seems like the making connections.
Connection, support, and
Yes.
obviously outreach to
Right.
some point that they manage to get funding from the chamber and reach out to chamber members, and even the public. Everybody loves to see them. They're donating. They donate the books for the book bike.
Right. Which is awesome. Really, really fun. Um, how so if people want to give to the library, how can they help? What should they do? Who should they contact?
So they can donate to the Friends. They can donate to we have a mini fund that was started with the Community Foundation of North Central Mass,
Okay.
by the Nipro Foundation, probably 7 or 8 years ago, which the a certain percentage of the interest is given to the library every year to spend on programming or whatever. It's small because the fund is pretty small, but that's a way to donate.
Okay.
You can donate to the Friends. You can donate to the library's gift account directly,
Okay.
which is, it's dedicated for the library, and hope, fingers crossed, we'll have a foundation for real for
Right.
library improvement.
Right. If people want to get involved, join maybe the Friends of the Library or want to start help putting together
Right.
the next step.
So the Friends, they meet the first Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock if they want to get involved in the Friends. Come to mini golf, see what it's like. And come to, if you want to know more about the building project, come to this forum on May 9th at 6:30, Town Hall. We have come to a trustees meeting. That's usually the fourth Tuesday of the month, although in April it's the fifth Tuesday. But and that's at 6 o'clock in the library. Or reach out to me,
Right.
and I can I'll have a conversation and see how you can get involved.
Right. So number one takeaway from is to learn more about the new project at the library. Important that you come May 9th. All your frequently asked questions. I know a lot of the people in town, they probably have the same ones. So it's right at the same forum. You can get all those questions answered, hopefully, and have a chance to speak and interact as well.
Yes, because we'll have a consultant from the state who's in charge of the public library construction program. She will be there.
Great.
Consultant, the town administrator, I'll be there. There'll be people answering questions. Hopefully between the four of us, we'll be able to answer all of them.
Perfect. Yes. Yes. Okay. Well, anything else that you'd like to add?
If you haven't been to the library since you were a kid, because I know many people haven't, come check it out. I'll give you a tour.
Perfect. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. You're welcome.